This was a choice Mr. Jackson made. But Mr. Jackson spent decades shopping for doctors that he manipulated and he lied.
AEG Live hired Dr. Marine. I think the evidence is overwhelming. He was unfit, unstable, unsuitable, unacceptable, unethical, and unmoral.
Your Honor, I am an innocent man.
He didn't have the skills to treat sleep disorders, treat addiction, or administer anesthesia.
He's pumping his chest, but he's not responding to anything.
And we may never see the likes of Michael Jackson again.
Michael Jackson's children seeking $2 billion in a civil suit against AEG, the concert promoter. Our bold question for our jury: do those kids deserve $2 billion? Well, one of the things is they lost their father, and they have a much different life now than they did before. And let's start with the before life, the life with Michael Jackson. As the jury can see over here, Michael protected his children from the public, put veils on them, and put masks on them. He also, though, dangled a blanket, the youngest of the three children, from the balcony. How about that? How about his protection of his family?
Well, that was the protection in public, but in private, he was a doting, interested, available parent. And when you look at some of those other home videos that we saw in yesterday's closing argument activity, he looked like a great normal dad. And you need look no further than the suicide attempt that we've seen from Paris to see the impact of the loss of Michael.
I don't think that any of that is any more than a normal child who loses their father would suffer from. I think these are all normal things. I don't think that this has anything to do with AEG and them actually being responsible, because Michael Jackson, I mean, I think that they could easily argue that he was contributory negligent. And so any amount...
You're blaming Michael Jackson for his own... Let's take a look, though.
AEG
Go ahead, Eric.
It was Michael Jackson's fault that he died. I mean, he took the drugs. He knew exactly what he was doing. He brought Conrad Murray into this entire scenario.
But Conrad Murray never would have been there if he wasn't going on a concert tour. He wouldn't have been there to this extent.
But the question is whether AEG is responsible. He had Conrad Murray before he met with AEG about the tour.
Let's do this. I want to show you some home video because Darren talked about it. You know, what kind of father was Michael Jackson? Well, this is home video behind the scenes. Take a look, take a listen. Here's the one thing that struck me about these videos. They're normal.
Yeah.
They're normal. And to me, that is a big loss when your only parent now, because there's no mother in the picture, the only parent is gone, and that normal life is now shattered.
Well, with the tweets, with the suicide attempt, his loss, his absence from the family is clearly felt by the students. Somebody's got to pay.
But it's Michael Jackson's fault. I mean, we're going away from the picture of is it AEG's fault, and it's simply not, because Michael Jackson chose this route.